Speaking of the meme stock, CNBC Pro out with a new screener, looking at some of the run-ups in those names this month, many of which still have some room to run. That's according to Wall Street, while others have already seriously surpassed expectations. So here to chart some of the names is Jessica Inskip, Director of Product at OptionsPlay's, joins us right here. Jessica, let's talk about AMC.
Yeah, so AMC, from all fronts, I see a very clear downwards trend. So very bearish. We're zooming in on a daily chart because it's a short-term traded security. So we need to talk about those short-term trading targets. That 200 daily moving average, that is your clear downwards trend. But you can see it is not enough even if you surpass that, because there is a series of lower highs constantly. So what I need to see is that short-term resistance of about 611 right here to be a new higher high, so overcoming those lower highs in order to have more of a bullish stance. So that's going to take some time, but I would not touch this security until I have sustained closes above this line.
Which kind of speaks to how much the stock moves and how big those moves have been. The fact that you could have a 30% plus gain today and it's still not even remotely close to where we were at the beginning of the year, to your point.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Tesla. This is another name, obviously mega cap name, but very meme-tastic as well. Your thoughts from the technical standpoint?
So Tesla, I actually really love this chart. It's a beautiful chart. From what I'm looking for when I'm focusing on a bullish trend for a security, I want to look at the weekly moving averages. The 200 weekly moving average gives me indication of the bullish overall larger trend. So that's sloping upwards. In addition to that, I look at the 26 and 40 because that's 2 3/4. And we look at the market from a quarterly perspective. So I want to see the prices moving upwards in addition to the security being above that. And those series of lower highs or higher highs, I want to see it switch over, which I see here. So what I was looking for in AMC, Tesla has done, but on a weekly level, which is more broad-based, which means it has more strength to that trend. So therefore, I'm targeting about 313, which is about here, and that's a zone of what I'm going to call a large area of supply. And that is going to be your shark in the water, essentially, because it's a large area of supply where I need to see there's a lot of people who own that security. There are consistent prices. It is become a form of resistance here, a form of support here, a form of resistance here. So therefore, is this demand going to overcome the supply that I see? Are the sellers going to leave the market? That's where the supply is. It's consistent of sellers. I want to see them leave the market, but that's a great target from here. 313. Once we see it consistent closes above 313 on a weekly basis, then we have another really great bull case.
Yeah, and of course, this is one of those names that doesn't always trade on fundamentals or analyst upgrades or downgrades. So the technicals matter perhaps even more here.
It absolutely does.
Okay, let's talk about Delta Airlines, which is a name that reported very strong earnings earlier in the month. What are you seeing in this chart?
So Delta Airlines is, I want to call it consolidation. So same type of view. We have the 240 and 26 weekly moving average. You'll notice that there was a crossover and the 40 and 26 moving averages are sloping upwards. So that gives me an indication that we're in a bullish trading cycle. However, that 200 weekly moving average, it's still down. I want to see that move start to move upwards. And I still need that consistent close above those old lower highs, which is right here around 52.17. So once it reaches that point, now we're in an area of consolidation. According to the Dow theory, once we have an area of consolidation, then that's when we really move up into a bullish cycle. So for Delta, I'm calling that sideways short-term target of 52.17, which is going to create the top of a new trading range. And if we see consistent closes above that, then I would reconsider a bullish case.
All right, so perhaps poised for a takeoff here.
Perhaps.
We'll have to see.
Yes.
Okay, Jessica Inskip, thanks for breaking down the technicals with us here.
Thank you, Morgan.